What happened to your little boobie?
I don't know. This.
Yeah.
This is so itchy everywhere. They are itchy. It's another symptom of the boob job. They get itchy.
But then they settle down and they're less
They're
less
very
itchy.
new. They're new. They're newborns.
Your favorite. Does any part of you think we should continue the conversation that we were just having?
About evolution.
Not of the species, but like evolution of one's, what do you think it is? Evolution of one's creative output?
Identity as a performer. Like, I feel like my identity has changed so many times now over the last 15, 20 years. I feel like a completely different person to how I felt 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
So who did you feel like 5 years ago?
I felt like my brand, if we had to have a brand, was mother. I am a mother. That's what I do. I am a mother. How do you feel like you've changed as a woman in the last 10 years?
All right, let me think about myself 10 years. So I was pregnant 10 years ago, about to give birth to my son. He's going to be 10 in 2 weeks. And I think, God, how have I changed in 10 years? I think I've seen darkness. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've seen real darkness that I hadn't seen previously. I think...
You really don't like talking about yourself that much.
No. I love to talk about myself. Are you kidding? But I'm just thinking like what feels... Here's what because you're not 40 yet. I'll talk about myself. You're not 40 yet. And
I'm not 20 yet.
You're not 20 yet. But what I would say to someone who was normal, who was 38, is different to what I would say to you, because your 30s has been horrendous and crazy without getting too dark, right? So normally someone around your age, if I can say condescendingly.
You're the only person who I see who says stuff to me like that too. Who says stuff like, you have had a shit time. Well, but it's been horrendous.
But don't you feel that's important? Does it offend you if I say that?
No, it feels very accurate, but I would never say that because I don't want to seem like I'm fucking, trying to get the violins out.
No, of course not. But it needs to be like, I basically, to make this point here and then about the violins is like, if you are an average person who's had sort of somewhat average life experiences, which I don't quite think you have, then your 30s are, kind of okay. Your 30s were a shitstorm. Your 40s, for me, and looking at the other 40-somethings that I know in this first half of it, it's like your 20s and your 30s, you were writing all these checks and they're getting cashed in your 40s.
Okay. I hope so.
No, in a bad way.
Oh.
But what I'm saying, so I'm not speaking clearly. So what I mean when I say that is that like most people, if they're lucky, they're making choices about like whether they're prioritizing the relationship or their kids or their career or this. And then you wake up in your 40s and something is real because you're going to be done having kids. So you're done. You've been probably in your relationship for a long time. Someone's career has gone south somehow. Like you can't dream anymore. You're just dealing with all the decisions, good and bad, that you've made previously. And I can't think of a single person I know who like just holistically has a good life. How are your tits? Do you want to fix your tits?
That was so depressing.
Yeah, but I think there is freedom in it.
I'm the depressing one.
But I think that your 40s might be good because your 30s were so traumatic.
Maybe. Also, I don't know if I've ever had much hope. So I don't think it's going to be like, oh, in my 40s, my hope is gone. It's like, I really don't have much hope to start with. So.
And you never have?
No, I've always just been extremely down. I've been like a down, depressed negative bitch. Like I always have been like that.
I don't think you're a bitch, but I do think you're down, depressed, and negative.
Yeah, I am. I always have been. I always have been. I never, ever, ever. I don't know what happened, or like what That's what I don't think anything happened. I think
it's just a little bit who you are.
It's just who I am. I'm just this negative person, and I would love to change that. And people have said, you should try meditation, you should try therapy. It's like
And what do you?
I should have got a boob job. 15
But
years
I
ago.
have to say, I think you seem light.
I am so much happier now.
And I think that, like, I'm not joking. I wonder if, like, maybe your boobs have, like, given you some little boost.
You put some hope in there.
That put some hope in there as well.
Yeah, maybe. He was a good surgeon.
We're thinking I might use him for my eyes.
Yeah, I look at my kids and I think, oh my God, I really hope that you don't have my personality. Really, really hope that my daughter doesn't have my personality. And she doesn't. She doesn't.
Well, but do you want to hear something though?
No.
I think it's that, like, she might not have your personality. Because actually my brother doesn't have my parents' personality. I do. I got all the shit. And he's sort of broadly more well-adjusted. And so maybe she'll be fine. She's your second born. I was going to say, maybe she won't have your personality, but then I bet she'll be attracted to someone who has your personality. But actually, that's not what my brother's done. He's just, they're very imperfect, but they don't have the curse, the anxiety, self-hatred curse.
Yeah, I really do think that they seem naturally more positive than me. Even at my daughter's age, and she's almost 10 too, I was already like this, because I remember key memories at primary school of looking into the playground and looking at all these kids playing and thinking, what the fuck are they doing? I remember that. Year 4. I was
just thinking everything was stupid.
So why do they do this? Like, why do they get to run around and be happy and play? Like, why are they happy? What's made them happy? How did they get happy? I remember thinking that at 8.
Do you want to be happy?
I'm afraid of being happy.
I think you are. Maybe I think you would lose too much of a sense of yourself if you were happy. Like, it's almost like what you're not, in fairness to you, is I know people who, like, through their negativity or something, that's like how they're fucking cool. Am I looking at them?
No, I'm just making sure that I'm not sitting like I'm like this. I'm trying to sit up straight.
So they're so fit. I don't think that you think that you're better than other people because you're negative. However, I think it is how you know yourself. And I wonder if you could, like, still know yourself, but be a little more excited.
Well, I do admit that being pregnant was a drug for me. Because I had the baby inside me. So that was providing me with hope and excitement and this day that was going to come where I was going to meet my baby. But it also felt like it was me. So the awful thing in a way about having the baby is that suddenly they're not yours anymore. They're their own thing that obviously you look after and you provide for and you make sure that they're safe. But they are going to go on to have their own identity and their own personality that I can't control for, at least I can't control once they're at school or whatever. So I think the only time I've allowed myself to be hopeful and excited is when I've been pregnant. Which is
and
why
now you're done.
Yeah.
So now you have to find other ways. So, like, you got your boobs done.
I've started sewing.
Is that going to make you excited though?
No. I might start painting again, I think I'll get a job. I think I'll just get a job.
Like what?
I think I'm going to go and like, help people.
No, your plate is too full.
No, I think I need to help people.
No, because what you want to feel, I'm not kidding, Jessie. Like, I think that you are the person where like a little bit of plastic surgery and some like viral clips and you'd be totally fine. But I think that's good. Like, that's fucking honest. I feel that way about myself. I feel like if I had the money to just do a couple things to what I look like, right? And then I had enough of a social media following that I could like sell out a reasonably sized venue.
Yeah.
It's all I need, man.
I don't need much either. I'm not that ambitious anymore.
You don't need to help people to feel good. You need viral videos to feel good.
Well, no, the reason I want to help people is because I don't know if I'll ever feel good. But if I don't feel good and I'm helping people, then I'm not ruining anybody's lives.
But whose lives do you think you're ruining?
Like I've ruined yours.
No, you haven't ruined mine.
You're involved with me now, and I'm like, so fucking down.
You are a roller coaster, but I don't think of you as so fucking down. That's not how I think of you. I think of you as like this is one of my husband's new talking points because like TikToks he's watching are pendulums. You're a pendulum.
Well, I do this.
Yeah. So, but not to you, you're not a pendulum. To you, you're just you, right? So you're just like in yourself and you feel down all the time. Whereas experiencing you from the outside, I'm like, oh, she feels so like glowy and up. And that feels good. And that's actually the only in-person version of you I've ever experienced.
Oh, and then I can what? Feel.
But then I think it can be like, oh, I really, she feels like shit and I'm really annoying and she should just be left to her. She just wants to be left alone.
But that's the problem. I think over the years, what friends and maybe family have done, or I've done to them, is the pendulum thing means that they think that I want to be left, but actually I want them to get closer and help me, but they don't. And then over the years, that keeps kind of happening.
Oh my God.
Keep
Okay.
going
So
further and further away until I'm left completely on my own.
But so hold up. So if I feel rejected by you and I think to myself, but wait, this is what she does. I'm not supposed to retreat. I'm supposed to go. What should I do?
Yeah.
What do you want? Because then I think if I continue to pursue you, it's a little repulsive to you.
No. But no one ever pursues. This
I
is the only
pursue you all the time.
No, but you do. And we have a really good, this is really positive because you are kind of like very persistent, whereas most people give up. People give up with people like me who are kind of like, I don't know, neurodivergent and awkward and high maintenance and moody and depressive. Like people give up on them and that makes it worse.
You know what I think it is? I think, you know how like you're the most honest version of yourself in your relationship? Like one is the most, your spouse sees the sort of the ugliness in you that even a good friend wouldn't see.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think you let some of that out in a wider circle.
Yeah, I do.
But I like that because it makes me feel like I know where I stand with you.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I'm very clear.
And I think and actually that makes me feel safe.
Oh, good. But you're similar though, I think, but you're just more normal.
I am more normal. Yeah,
you're more normal. You can masquerade as a normal person.
Yeah.
I can't.
No, you can't fucking masquerade at all.
No. That's fine. Like I met someone for the first time this week. And within 10 minutes we were talking about anal sex. Like it's all or nothing. It's like stranger or we know each other intimately. And you know all of my bad traits.
Yeah. But how did you get to anal sex?
We're talking about shit.
Like literal shitting?
Yeah, talking about shit. Just talking about shit.
Woman or man?
Man.
Mm-hmm.
I think actually I prefer men.
I think you do. Yeah.
My grandma preferred men
Say, what do you mean and how do you know that about her?
because of things my mum said over the years. Like she seems to just be like quite flirty with men, you know, liked male attention.
Mm-hmm.
I think actually both my grandmas were like that. So maybe I'm like that. Maybe I just prefer male. Maybe I'm not, I've always had this great shame that I don't have that female group.
Uh-huh.
You know, I've
Yeah.
felt deep shame whenever I read books about best friends, these romanticized friendships in your youth, you know, running in the fields together, having picnics together, lying together, talking secrets into the dark hours, you know, sharing books,
Uh-huh.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Never ever happened to me.
No, and you feel, you know, my best friend has some of this as well. Same thing. It's a type for me, I think. Like that I'm the woman who's going to crack you because you're the second woman in my life like this now. But isn't that interesting about
It
me?
is interesting about you. Why?
I think I'm really, really.
You want to cure people?
No, I don't. That's not what it is. It's you and she share a candor, you're annoyed and I don't know if we're quite at the level where you'd like tell me you were annoyed, although I hope you would, but more like you'd be like, I don't like that, or like, I'm sorry, but no. And she's that times 10. And I can feel hurt, I can feel whatever, but it's like, I know what the fuck I'm getting. And it also, I think it goes part and parcel with just like a real honest take on things. And I do really, really like that. But she also does much better with men and then carries so much shame about that. And the lack of like,
Girls night.
Girls night. She like one of her formative experiences was she was like a girl's sleepover when she was like 11. You know, we have kids who think about that age. And I'll call her Kathy. Like everyone was sort of getting into their sleeping bags at this sleepover. And she just heard, she heard like all the other girls go, okay, raise your hand if you hate Kathy.
That would just ruin you. That would ruin you.
And it, you know, I, of course, don't think she's like a ruined person, but I think that, and I think, you know, there are all these things about her that I'm so jealous of. Like, number one, her body's better than mine. You know, she has, like, there's just some stability in her life. I don't have all this shit, but I can turn it on with people. Like, I can be like, I know this is obnoxious, but I can identify someone that I want as a friend and be like, I'm gonna go for that. And I will fucking get it. And she has watched me like make my decisions and finds it very amazing because she feels so wounded in that department. Did you just find that obnoxious?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
But I
really
wonder...
liked it. I was just thinking about you as a little girl suddenly and thinking like, because you seem really good with men and women, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think that about myself.
Because I didn't think of you as a girl's girl, but then I don't think of you as a guy's girl. You seem to kind of...
I can shapeshift.
Yeah, you can
and I think it's because I have no expectation of men wanting to fuck me.
Yeah, I'm similar with that too. Though
everyone wants to fuck you.
That's absolutely not true. For years, it was just nothing. Now that only since I was older, I thought, oh, I know how to play the sex card here. Like, but it took years. But yeah, I just can't imagine you really in a girly setting. But I think you'd be really good in that too. I just cannot fake it.
You can't. This is my friend. This is my friend Kathy as well. Cannot fake it. Now, this is a very uncomfortable thing to say, but I think that a lot of the time a traditional way of women interacting with each other. Maybe not forever, but in the did you want to grab a coffee? Should we get a like, would you want to go on a walk and coffee or whatever? That relies for a long time on a kind of fakeness and maybe a kinder word is like social graces. I think social graces are weird for you as well. It's almost like you have to like put on a costume and be like, is this how we do it?
Yeah.
Do I do it this way?
Yeah.
And I think that with men, and they've got all these other fucking problems, and then but in the initial like circling and finding each other, I think you can like find a man socially in a slightly less performative way.
Yes. But then I still haven't quite cracked being friends with a man and not wanting or expecting sex.
Well, no, I know what you mean. And I say that now as a woman with like many male friends. And it's like, there's still some weird, it's like platonically and conversationally, my male friends can like get me going. But it's like, I need my lady friends to make me come.
Right. Okay.
Do you know what I mean when I say that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
And I think that is sort of what the service that both genders can provide.
I think the story about your friend just now is so upsetting. I think that might be the root of her whole problem with, I think I had a similar experience with one. I did have best friends when I was younger. And one of my first best friend, she was this favorite girl. Everyone just absolutely loved her, but she had chosen me as her friend. And that has happened repeatedly in my life. I've always been quite flattered by like popular people liking me. It makes me feel like, oh, I must be worth something then if they're popular and they like me. But this one girl, she did pick me as her best friend.
How old are you?
I must have been like, this is really, really young, like 7. And she picked me, and we had this whole friendship that was based on games, which I didn't really enjoy. But even at that age, I thought I better pretend that I enjoy the games. Like we used to pick chives and make potions and all that shit. And then at one point she was like, I need you to create an invisibility potion for me. You are going to come to school tomorrow with the invisibility potion. And I didn't sleep that night. I was
Jessie,
so worried because I was like, how the fuck am I going to create an invisibility potion? I'm 7. But I pretended. I got like, in the end, I just got a little tin pencil case and poured water into it. And I thought, I can work with this. I can pretend. The next day, she locks us in the toilet cubicle. And she's like, do you have the invisibility potion for me? And I was like, yeah, I do. Yeah. And I got it out and she opened it and she thought it was just water. And she threw it on the ground. She's like, what is this? You said you were going to create this for me. What is this? And I was like, I'm sorry. I don't know. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And she left and she never was my friend again.
And where is she now?
I don't know. She's some kind of influencer.
For real?
Yeah.
You shut the fuck up. Is she really?
I think she tried to be, yeah.
But tried to be or is?
She's one of my few people that I don't check up on.
Okay. Because of trauma?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it hurts.
What I'm going to do when we're done, which we're about to be, is I'm going to Google her for my train ride home. I'm going to Google her and the woman who... And that's going to be what I do once I'm on the train.
I think I know that they might actually be offline. They're that fucking cool. They're offline now.
The woman.
She's offline. Or she's blocked me.